I'm going to give Turkey what I promised him in Nate, a cooked rabbit in his kitchen. That's my promise.
You promise that tonight?
Yeah.
We look forward to the weigh-in, we look forward to the workout. What is your favorite moment of this whole week?
Favourite moment is getting the hand raised on Saturday night. And the new!
They've seen you over the camp build into where you are now in front of me now in fight week.
Fight week. Everyone knows what's going to happen.
Now, is that anger or is it spite or is it just the fact
nothing.
you just want to do it?
It's just the fact that I'm better than him and I'm going to prove it on Saturday night.
Mate, you talk about being on a mission there. You talked about being on a mission there. Is the mission to regain the crowns? Is the mission to be the undisputed? Is that the mission? Or is it just a mission to get through camp, get into the fight, get into the next one?
No, my mission's never been undisputed. Never been my mission. It's been other people's missions. My mission's to smash this face right in on Saturday night.
Do you believe that you can stop Tyson Fury this time around?
I believe. Yes, I believe.
With this second time around, how have you mentally pictured this fight, in your opinion?
Nothing. I just prepare. Listen. I don't know. I win. I just win.
Even at 36, when people think he's he will rise like a phoenix from the ashes. I'm going to destroy this on Saturday night. You watch. Watch me go to work on Saturday night on him. You watch it. I beat him last time on a half mass. Nursing a massive cup.
As the highly anticipated rematch between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk draws nearer, a variety of experts from the boxing world have shared their insights and predictions for the outcome. These predictions reflect a mix of optimism for Fury's chances, skepticism about his ability to adjust, and unwavering confidence in Usyk's skills. Ultimately, it appears that the outcome of the fight will depend on several crucial factors, including Fury's physical condition, mental preparation, and ability to execute a disciplined game plan.
That the rematch is going to be as good or even better. I think it's a 50-50 fight. You know, even though Usyk pulled it off, it was still very tough for him. He had, it was an easy fight. So I think the rematch, if Tyson comes out maybe a little bit more better prepared or maybe a little different game plan, he might even pull it off. You know, so it's a fight that I wouldn't be surprised if we see three fights.
Well, Fury's got to get Usyk. Really, he's got to hold the centre with him and get him on his back foot as much as he can, and he's got to get the straight right hand off before the right uppercut. In my opinion, straight one beats the uppercuts, and he's got to front hand him and back him up, lift him up, bomb. He was doing really well, Tyson, and let him back in, and Usyk got his left cross off, being a southpaw. He got it off, and I was like, oh. No, it could go downhill, and it did a little bit for Fury. He needed to win that last round, like big, yeah, to get a draw or the win.
Oscar De La Hoya sees this as a 50-50 battle, but is slightly leaning toward Fury for the rematch. De La Hoya praised Fury's heart and resilience, pointing out how the Gypsy King has weathered personal tragedies and come out stronger. His focus in the lead-up to the rematch will be key, and De La Hoya believes that Fury's determination to bounce back after a loss could play a major role in his victory.
I think Fury, his head's going to be there for once, okay? We didn't know what happened, the tragic news that took place. Oh my, you know what that does to a fighter? And let's not talk about the heart that Tyson has. To go in anybody would have canceled. Tyson goes up there and fights Usyk, unbelievable. So I really see this fight as a 50-50 fight, but I have to give Tyson Fury the edge.
Campbell Hatton has expressed his belief that Usyk will still have the edge in the rematch. Hatton's argument hinges on Usyk's adaptability and his ability to find ways to win. He emphasized that Usyk is a fighter who can change tactics mid-fight and adapt to his opponent's strengths and weaknesses. However, Hatton did acknowledge that Fury is no slouch, recognizing his elite status in the sport and leaving the door open for Fury to potentially turn things around. Still, Hatton ultimately leans toward Usyk due to his consistent ability to adjust and overcome challenges.
I'm leaning towards Usyk again. It just seems hard to bet against him, to be honest. He just always seems to find a way, like really good at adapting. And I think I wouldn't be shocked if Fury turned it round at all. Like he's a top fighter, he's there for a reason, but I just think he seems to find a way, Usyk.
Agit Kabayel, a heavyweight who has shared the ring with both Fury and Usyk, offered a more balanced take on the rematch. He recognized that Fury seems to be in better physical condition than when he fought Francis Ngannou, but he stressed that physical shape alone won't be enough to beat Usyk. For Kabayel, the key to Fury's success lies in his preparation, particularly whether or not he can bring his best form into the ring. While he leans toward Fury, Kabayel's prediction isn't one of certainty, but rather a recognition of the potential impact that Fury's fitness and readiness could have.
Fight Tyson with Ngannou. Tyson was not in shape, Now he is very good in shape. You see it when you see the pictures. Tyson's back, like same Tyson when he fight with Klitschko. He's really good in shape. I think this fight was very close.
Ty Mitchell, who has worked with Fury in the past, expressed confidence that if Fury shows up at his best, he can defeat Usyk. Mitchell believes that Fury has all the tools to win, but emphasized that it all comes down to preparation, both physical and mental.
Next week, I'm flying out to Malta next week, get some sparring in, and then I'm coming back. I need to carry on with my own camp and get back in, carry on with my camp. So I can't be with him for too long, unfortunately. But listen, with or without me, it's not going to make a huge impact, is it? I can help him the best I can, but sparring can only do so much. He's his own man, do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'm a privilege that he's asked me to come out and help him again. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've missed him and I ain't seen him for a little while, so it'll be good to spend some time with him.
According to Mitchell, Fury's ability to listen to his team and make adjustments in real time will be essential.
Yeah, of course, I'll always give him honest feedback. I always tell him things he doesn't want to hear as well. And I think that's probably why he's got a lot of love and respect for me, because I think people can be a bit scared, and I'll just tell him point blank, oh, don't say this, you shouldn't have done that, I don't agree with this. I might not be right, it's just my opinion, but I'll give him my honest opinion, I won't bullshit him. And if I think he's talking bollocks, I think he's talking bollocks. So I think I value his opinion, I think he values mine, and we're good friends, you know what I mean? So hopefully, listen.
Johnny Nelson has placed his faith in Usyk, believing that the Ukrainian fighter has a clear blueprint to defeat Fury. Nelson highlighted Usyk's ability to understand and analyze Fury's strengths and weaknesses, especially his tendency to become distracted or out of shape.
Yeah, Usyk has a blueprint to beating Tyson Fury. He knows his energy levels, he knows his strengths, he knows his weaknesses. He'll look at Tyson Fury and he'll see when Tyson's falling out of a bar, and that'll give him confidence to think this guy doesn't live the life. So mentally, you think, I've got you once and I do everything right. Usyk lives the life. I just think for Usyk, he's going to go in there supremely confident. He knows it's a tough fight, but you've got to remember the fight.
Usyk's mental edge over Fury seems to give him a significant advantage, according to Nelson. The preparation and mindset of both fighters will ultimately determine the outcome, but Nelson is convinced that Usyk's discipline and mental fortitude will prevail.
Usyk's never been hurt that bad as a professional by anybody, but neither has Tyson. So both fighters had each one on the hook and they let each one off. This is how close this fight was, and you've got to look at the preparation, you've got to look at the mindset, you've got to look at the attitude of Tyson Fury going into the last fight. Hopefully that has all changed, and we'll find out. I reckon we'll find out when we're in the presence of each other. We'll find out then. I just want to see what I see, and then that'll tell me more than anything.
Fabio Wardley, a heavyweight prospect who has sparred with both fighters, has thrown his support behind Usyk. He believes that Usyk's superior speed, precision, and tactical brilliance will again be too much for Fury to handle. Wardley expects the rematch to play out similarly to the first fight, with Usyk's boxing IQ and technical ability outmatching Fury's size and power. For Wardley, it all boils down to Usyk's ability to outmaneuver and outthink Fury, leaving the bigger man struggling to impose his physicality.
What do you think happens in this rematch? How do you sort of assess it?
I think it's a lot of the same, to be honest. I do think it's a lot of the same. I think Usyk will go into the fight like any mindset, like he has done with all of his fights, that just narrow focus, just straight on target, on point, not missing a beat, not missing a step.
Ricky Hatton, an iconic British boxer, has been vocal in his belief that Fury missed key opportunities in the first fight to use his size and reach effectively. He argues that Fury allowed Usyk to dictate the pace instead of imposing his physicality on the smaller man. In the rematch, Hatton believes that Fury must be more aggressive and use his physical attributes to make Usyk uncomfortable. Hatton also emphasized the importance of having a strong voice in Fury's corner, one that can keep him focused and ensure he executes a dominant game plan.
I think impose his height, impose his reach, impose his weight difference. I mean, all the advantages he has, he didn't use last time. When he allowed, the smaller man, and it's a good little man, isn't he? He's a good small man. but I think he allowed the smaller man to bully him around the ring. I'd be a bit inclined to hold my feet, hit him hard, use the weight advantage, use the reach advantage, use the height advantage that I don't think he used last time, and just have one voice in the corner.
Duke McKenzie has expressed concern over rumors that Fury may add extra weight ahead of the rematch. While some see this as a way to increase his power,
everybody knows he's not a great liver. He doesn't live, eat, walk, talk the sport. You know, you're supposed to. In between fights is where fights are won and lost. But we know Fury blows up, puts on a load of weight between fights, and then he's got to get rid of all that weight again. Now they're trying to tell us that Fury's going to be bigger and better. Bigger and better isn't going to beat Usyk.
McKenzie is skeptical. He believes that if Fury gains too much weight, it could slow him down and take away his agility, qualities that Usyk will exploit.
Are you going to maintain the line that you think Usyk wins the rematch?
Usyk wins the rematch.
All day?
All day long. I can't see how Tyson Fury beats him. He's not going to knock Usyk out. You know, when you look at anybody and you start saying this guy's unbeaten, right? You've got to look for chinks in their armour. Yep. You've got to say, you know, has this guy got a good engine? You know, does he get cut? Does he go down? Does he have to get up off the floor to win fights? Usyk doesn't have to do any of them. He's never shown.
The argument is about the body shots, though, isn't it? That he has a vulnerability there.
Adam Booth has shared his intrigue about Fury's potential for executing a more disciplined and focused game plan in the rematch. Booth acknowledges that Fury's team will be vital in keeping him on track, ensuring that every move counts.
Usyk versus Fury 2. Tyson says it's got to be heavier for the rematch. I feel like that's the right way, heavier. Fury might be able to turn what was a close defeat into a victory.
Oh yeah, I mean that's probably just one element of it. It's not just about being heavier. It's how you go about applying that. And Tyson's a very clever fella. He's got a clever team around him. So whatever they do is going to be a method to that madness. And I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
Dave Sani has voiced skepticism about how much either fighter can improve since their first meeting. Sani believes the fight will come down to mental toughness, particularly for Fury. He noted that Fury himself admitted to lapses in concentration during their first encounter, and whether he can correct those issues in the rematch is still uncertain. Fury's ability to avoid distractions and remain focused will be key, and if he can do so, it could tilt the scales in his favor.
It was a very, very good fight. I expect the same again, another close fight. How much better can Usyk get? I don't know. What can he do differently? I don't know. How much better can Fury get? He can stop the messing about.
Gareth A. Davies echoed the sentiment that Fury's mindset will be crucial in the rematch. Davies noted that Fury admitted to feeling complacent during their first meeting, which allowed Usyk to capitalize on his mistakes.
But those were the rounds 5, 6, 7 where Fury dominated, which is, and that's what he was doing in those rounds, was coming forwards, hitting Usyk at range and hurting him. And if you watch the fight back, which I have a couple of times, it was a brutal war in many ways. And you know, the optics in rounds 8 and 9 were against Fury, but it's going to be an almighty tussle again. I don't think Fury can get as comfortable as he did in the ring last time. I think he got too complacent. Yeah. I spoke to him about that when I saw him last time. Tyson Fury, it's the first defeat in his career, obviously, earlier in the year. And the comeback fight is always massive. In that fight, he obviously cut his eye in sparring, and the fight was delayed. It was amazing to see the two men together just over a month ago in London. And I think there's absolute respect for each other after what was a war last time. And this fight is really for who is the number one of this generation. Yeah. And if Fury loses it, Usyk becomes the man.
George Groves has thrown his support behind Usyk, citing the Ukrainian's impressive track record against bigger opponents like Anthony Joshua. Groves believes that Usyk's superior boxing skills and adaptability will be decisive factors in the rematch. Despite Fury's size advantage, Groves feels Usyk's technique will allow him to control the pace of the fight and outsmart the larger man once again.
Where do you stand on that? What do you think? I know you was quite strong on that as well. I think that you went Usyk as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I picked Usyk to beat Fury. I remember when Usyk first moved up to heavyweight, I said he's a dark horse, don't write this guy off. You know, we've seen cruiserweights move up to heavyweight and dominate in previous years, and it did seem a bit unfathomable for a lot of people that he's never going to compete with the Anthony Joshuas, or people weren't even really talking about Tyson Fury, I don't think, quite at the time, or maybe he just sort of burst back on the scene beating Wilder. But yeah, I still think Usyk beats him. I think, you know, the argument is a good big un beats a good little un, but I think Usyk is an exceptional fighter. I think in terms of their boxing ability, like Usyk is a lot better.
Vidal Riley has shown confidence in Fury's ability to bounce back from setbacks. Riley believes that Fury's resilience gives him a real chance of overcoming Usyk in the rematch. However, Riley's prediction hinges on whether Fury can make the necessary adjustments to secure a win, something that remains to be seen.
Fury, man. Fury. Like, I'm going with Fury. He knows how to win rematches. The track record speaks for itself. I'm going with Fury.
Sean Porter has also expressed confidence in Fury's ability to win, especially given his size and skill set. Porter expects Fury to take control early on, using his superior reach and power to dominate the action. However, Porter stresses that Fury cannot afford to let Usyk dictate the pace as he did in the first fight. If Fury stays aggressive and focused, he could turn the tables and emerge victorious.
I actually do expect him to win this rematch. I think he's bigger than Usyk, and that size advantage that he has, he, unlike most fighters, knows how to use that size, that reach, that speed. I think the whole fight will play out the way that the first half played itself out. I think the whole fight's going to go that way. A very focused and determined Fury is a quiet and relentless Fury.
Bill Haney has become a firm believer in Usyk's abilities following his first fight with Fury. Haney believes that Usyk's technical mastery will once again be too much for Fury to handle. While Fury's fighting spirit is undeniable, Haney feels that Usyk's skills will ultimately be the key to securing a second victory over the Gypsy King.
Man, I didn't think Usyk was going to do Fury like he did him. You know, so Usyk has made me a believer.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's made me a believer. I think that he'll upstage Fury again.
Oh, so you think it's going to be 2-0?
It'll be 2-0.
Right. I mean, Fury is a interesting guy, man. Doesn't look like a world champion boxer, but you throw him in the ring and,
He's a fighter. He's a fighter.
He's a real fighter.
No, he's a fighter. He comes from a fighter family.
Yeah.
You know, his dad, a mastermind within himself. So I expect a fight now. I expect Tyson to come. He's gonna come ready, but I think Usyk will upstage him.
Okay, so you got your money on Usyk.
Yes.
Manny Pacquiao has also weighed in on the rematch. Pacquiao emphasized that Fury's focus and discipline will be crucial. He pointed out that Fury's lack of focus during their first encounter played a significant role in his loss. Shalom has expressed hope for Fury's chances in the rematch, but still sees Usyk as the favorite. Shalom acknowledges Fury's potential for improvement, but believes that Usyk's consistency and ability to adapt will be the deciding factor. He expects a closely contested fight, but ultimately believes that Usyk's discipline and tactical brilliance will give him the edge.
I always backed Tyson for the first one. I always liked Tyson to win this as the Brit. I can never see a way past Oleksandr Usyk. I mean, he's proven it time and time again, and I actually don't think that was the best Oleksandr Usyk that we see, and I think he's going to be better this time. I do think Tyson's going to be better, but I think you have to go with Oleksandr given the history, as much as I hope Tyson can win, but a great fight, and again, Riyadh Caesar delivering.
Johnny Fisher has expressed excitement for the rematch, but acknowledges the challenge that both fighters present. Fisher believes Fury's adaptability and experience in rematches give him a solid chance to regain his position, but he also praises Usyk for his resilience and technical ability.
Great fight. We know the first fight was brilliant. I'm backing Tyson Fury. I think his track record of rematches, I think I've seen a few pictures of him coming in a bit chunkier, a bit heavier, playing to his natural strengths, and he had Usyk going. But we know how good Usyk is. If you beat Usyk, I think he's conquered the world, hasn't he? Because he's beat everyone he needs to beat. I don't know what's happened to like that. And just excited to see the fight. May the best man win. The two best on the planet.
Jay Opetaia, a heavyweight who has sparred with Fury, is confident that the Gypsy King will come into the fight in top form. Opetaia believes that Fury's hunger and focus will be greater than ever, driven by the realization that he can no longer rely solely on his natural ability.
I'm excited for this second fight. I feel like they both sort of know each other now, and I feel like Fury, he's got the tools to beat Usyk, but
Antonio Tarver has highlighted the immense pressure on Fury in this rematch. Tarver pointed out that a loss could significantly impact Fury's future in the heavyweight division. However, a victory could set up an eagerly anticipated trilogy with Usyk, which would add to the excitement surrounding the rivalry. For Tarver, the fight is crucial for both men's legacies, and Fury will need to make adjustments from their first encounter if he is to secure a win.
I think we have to. We have to see something different. You know what I mean? If Tyson Fury want to really, save, not saying his legacy, but save where he's at right now today, he has to win that rematch. Vitally important that he flip the table on Usyk and make sure we have a trilogy so we can truly see, you know what I mean? Maybe Tyson win back-to-back fights.
Jamie Moore, a well-respected trainer, has advised Fury to use his physicality to disrupt Usyk's rhythm. Moore believes that by targeting Usyk's body early on, Fury can tire him out and limit his ability to rely on his footwork and technical skills.
Hopefully, Tyson Fury can drag him into a dogfight like I thought he should have approached the first fight, because when you've got so much size and weight advantage, you've got to utilise it. And I don't ever think someone who's so ring savvy and experienced and learns from a fight as it progresses. Usyk is so well versed in that. He adapts to you so well. You can't allow him to go into the second half of the fight where he's just being outboxed, but he's not being outmanned. And I feel like Fury's got to outman him, drag him into an ugly fight, work his body, and make sure he's fatigued going into the second half of the fight.
Barry McGuigan is less optimistic about Fury's chances in the rematch. McGuigan believes that Usyk has already figured out Fury's style and will be able to neutralize his strengths once again. Given Usyk's mastery of the tactical aspects of the sport, McGuigan is skeptical that Fury can make the necessary improvements to choose the rematch as intriguing, with both fighters possessing the tools to succeed. While he believes Usyk clearly won the first fight, Torres feels that Fury has the ability to make adjustments.
Usyk definitely won that first fight, but it was still a close fight. There was like Tyson was doing his thing. I'm excited for the rematch. I've been just a fan of Tyson from an early age, and I've tried to mimic some of Usyk's style. So I have some skin in the game for both sides, but I'm just looking for a good fight. I think that Usyk kind of has a little bit more of a game plan now that he could double up on, and I think that Fury needs to kind of switch up what he needs to do. He needs to get on his feet more. He needs to box. He needs to kind of show a little different facets that he has shown before, but he needs to bring back. But I think it's easier for Usyk to double down than it is for Tyson to change. So I'm leaning a little more towards Usyk, but Tyson Fury, he's a heavyweight. He's a puncher. He has a punch. He has a punch, and he can do what he needs to do.
Pat Brown has praised Usyk's technical brilliance in the first fight, making it difficult for Fury to impose his own game plan. Brown acknowledges that Fury could have done better, but believes that if he is at his best in the rematch, he has a real chance to turn things around.
In terms of Fury and Usyk, I've always been a fan of both fighters massively. Obviously, Usyk's an unbelievable technician, and so is Fury, just a bigger version. I do think going into this second one, Fury did amazing the first one, but I felt like Tyson definitely could have done better, and that's not me writing Usyk off whatsoever. I respect him massively, but in terms of Fury, I think if he brings his A game, he's in for a treat definitely for that.
Malik Scott believes that while Fury's aggressive start could make the fight more competitive, Usyk's speed, style, and determination will ultimately prove too much for him.
I thought Usyk, I predicted Usyk for the stoppage the last fight, but I also, when Tyson came in lighter, I was like, oh, maybe a little bit more interesting now. I just think Usyk is too stubborn. His speed is too stubborn. I just think his style is too stubborn.
Scott has also praised Usyk's ability to land punches from unexpected angles, noting that his awareness of his opponent's weaknesses will give him a significant advantage.
And I think the punches that hurt you the most are the punches you can't see. And most of the time, Usyk is hurting guys. It's with the shot they don't see. You don't have to be a hard puncher to get guys in trouble. And Usyk has a good understanding of that, because the shot that he actually hurt Tyson with, it was a shot. It was a blindsided shot. It was blindsided, the ones that come from around here. So it's just one of those things. It was good.
UFC fighter Darren Till has expressed his belief that Fury will win, but he is not counting out Usyk. Till acknowledged that Usyk is a master operator and a serious threat, but he believes Fury's victory will likely set up a trilogy fight, adding to the intrigue surrounding this already exciting rivalry.
But I do think Tyson wins in the rematch. I think he's going to get him in the rematch. I don't know why, and I think that's going to set up for a third fight. So I've got Tyson, but I'm not counting out Usyk. He's a master operator. He's fucking so good. They're going to be an interesting fight. Can't wait for it, to be honest with you.
Derek Chisora, who has fought both Usyk and Fury, is predicting another win for Usyk. Chisora believes that while Fury will approach the fight differently this time, Usyk's mental fortitude and skills will see him through. The two fighters are likely to come in with fresh game plans, but Chisora is backing Usyk to come out on top once again.
That can't still the same, bro. It's gonna be a good fight. We're gonna see a little bit of difference, but you have to understand, Tyson's gonna come a little bit of difference, and Usyk's gonna come a little bit of difference. You understand? So it's gonna be a great fight, whatever happens. But as the scales hit right now, I think my money is still edging on Usyk.
However, Hearn's heart wants to see Fury win, particularly if it sets up a future fight between Fury and Joshua.
I want Tyson to win because he's British, and I think it could set up, I mean, whatever happens is going to set up a big AJ fight, but for the World Championship would be unbelievable. I think it's very difficult to bet against Usyk when he's beaten you already. I think Tyson can be better. I think obviously with the cut and everything before, probably his build-up wasn't, what it should or could be. What can he do differently? Like, I was quite fascinated in the first fight by the fact that Usyk walked him down and beat him up. Like, I thought Fury might come out on the front foot, but then again, that kind of suits Usyk as well. He's a very good counter-puncher. But the fact that he was able to do that, that's why I think it was a remarkable performance. For a 15-stone guy to push back a 20-stone guy and beat him up was very impressive.
Roy Jones Jr. states that he believes Fury is capable of adjusting his strategy to defeat Usyk in the rematch. Jones, known for his own tactical brilliance in the ring, suggested that if Fury approaches the fight methodically and makes the necessary adjustments, he can emerge victorious.
Listen, let's talk about current boxing. Usyk, of course, takes on Fury in the rematch. That's next month now. Who wins that?
That's a tough fight. I like Tyson Fury in rematches because he's usually good at making adjustments, but adjustments against normal people. Usyk is not normal. Usyk is a guy who knows how to do everything. He's a real technician who understands the sport of boxing. When you have that, it's very difficult. Now, if he get big-headed and say, oh, I did it one time, this should be easy the second time, he'll lose because Tyson's going to come back different. Trust me, Tyson Fury is a winner, and he's going to come back and try his best to win. The flip side, though, is that Usyk left that last fight on a high. He was the guy who felt like he started out here and ended up here. Now you got to take the momentum back, and that's going to be hard for Fury to do. Now, will Fury do it? I don't know. If anybody can, though, Fury will, but we got to see.
So what are your thoughts about this? Do you think that Tyson Fury can avenge his loss against Usyk? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.